All right, so if you own a PS5 and you are not playing these games, you are genuinely wasting the console. These are the 15 most perfect single-player games on PS5 ever made. Every single one of them is worth your time. Let us get into it.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life?
Kingdom Come: Deliverance II. Most open-world games give you a power fantasy. You are the chosen one, the unstoppable hero, the legend every NPC talks about. This game gives you Henry, a blacksmith's son with no special powers, no destiny, and no idea what he is doing half the time. And that is exactly what makes it one of the most refreshing open-world games ever made. Set in medieval Bohemia with a level of historical accuracy that puts most history documentaries to shame, this game forces you to think, to plan, and to actually learn how to fight rather than just button mash your way through enemies. If you want a game that respects your intelligence and treats you like an adult, this is the one.
You still have a long way to go till your work is done.
This is the largest land I've ever seen in my life.
Stellar Blade. Shift Up came out of nowhere and delivered one of the most visually stunning and mechanically satisfying action games on PS5. Eve is one of the most memorable protagonists of this console generation. The combat system rewards precision and aggression in equal measure. Every parry, every dodge, every counter feels deliberate and earned. The world is gorgeous. The boss fights are some of the best in the genre. But what surprised everyone was the story. A post-apocalyptic Earth, a humanity pushed to the edge of extinction, and a narrative that goes to places nobody expected from a first-time studio making their first major console release. Stellar Blade proves that new studios can compete with the biggest names in the industry, and it does it on the first try.
Everyone, I'm sorry I couldn't do more to help. I'm so sorry.
Long time no see.
Major Krauser?
Resident Evil 4 Remake. Capcom took one of the greatest games ever made and somehow made it better. The original Resident Evil 4 invented the over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. The remake takes that foundation and rebuilds it with modern controls, expanded story beats, and a level of visual fidelity that makes every single environment feel like a nightmare you cannot wake up from. Leon Kennedy has never been better written. The relationship between Leon and Ashley is handled with more depth and nuance than the original ever managed, and the knife parry system adds a layer of skill and aggression that transforms the entire experience. This is what a remake should be. Not a copy, not a cash grab, a genuine reimagining that respects the original while standing completely on its own.
Ahead!
You're kidding.
Days Gone. Nobody gave this game a fair chance when it launched. Critics were harsh, players were slow to pick it up, and Sony quietly moved on without ever giving it the sequel it deserved. But here's the truth. Days Gone is one of the most underrated open-world games ever made. Deacon St. John is one of the best protagonists in PlayStation history. A biker, a survivor, a man riding through the end of the world looking for a reason to keep going. The Freaker Hordes are still one of the most technically impressive enemy systems in gaming, hundreds of infected moving as a single terrifying mass. And the story is better than people give it credit for. The relationship between Deacon and Sarah is genuinely moving. Days Gone deserved better. Play it on PS5 and find out what everyone missed.
Harsh and unpredictable. In the Northern Cascade region.
Demon's Souls Remake. This was the game that launched with the PS5, and it immediately told every new owner exactly what kind of machine they had bought. Bluepoint Games rebuilt From Software's original masterpiece from the ground up, with a level of visual fidelity that still holds up as one of the most beautiful games on the platform. But beneath the beauty is the same brutal, unforgiving, deeply rewarding experience that started an entire genre. No hand-holding, no map markers, no waypoints, just a world that wants you dead and the slow, deliberate satisfaction of learning how to survive it. This is where the Souls-like genre was born, and the PS5 remake is the definitive way to experience that history.
The only true conclusion is death.
Batman Arkham Knight. Rocksteady built the greatest superhero game ever made, and then they ended it. Arkham Knight is the conclusion of a trilogy that redefined what licensed games could be. Gotham City has never looked more alive or more terrifying. The combat is the smoothest in the series, the stealth is surgical, and the story goes to places nobody expected a Batman game to go. The Arkham Knight's identity, Scarecrow's plan, the weight of what it costs to be Bruce Wayne after everything he sacrificed. This is a game about a man at his absolute breaking point, and Rocksteady had the courage to follow that thread all the way to its logical conclusion. If you've never played the Arkham trilogy, the PS5 version is the perfect place to start.
Is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
007 First Light. IO Interactive spent a decade perfecting the art of assassination with Hitman. Then they turned that expertise toward the most iconic spy in the history of fiction. This is not a retread of old Bond films. It's an origin story. A young 007, before the legend was built, before the composure, before the cold confidence that defines the character the world knows. Every objective has multiple solutions. You can go in loud, go in silent, talk your way through, or find a third option nobody told you existed. That freedom is intoxicating. You feel like a spy rather than just playing one. The story delivers the kind of cold, elegant tension that the best Bond films always promised but rarely delivered. IO Interactive didn't just make a great licensed game, they made one of the best espionage experiences in gaming history. Horizon Forbidden West. Guerrilla Games built one of the most visually stunning open world in gaming history with the original Horizon. Then they made it bigger, deeper, and more beautiful. Aloy's journey into the Forbidden West is a masterclass in world building. Ancient machines, lost civilizations, a mystery that connects to the very survival of humanity itself. The combat system is one of the most creative in any open world game. Every machine has specific weak points and specific strategies that reward preparation over brute force. You're never just fighting, you're always solving. On PS5, this is one of the most breathtaking experiences the platform has to offer.
This mission is mine alone. If I falter, if I fail, there won't be anyone left.
Come on, little brother. We got a treasure to find.
Hang on, Nathan! Got this, I got this! I don't got this!
Uncharted 4. Nathan Drake has outrun death 100 times. In Uncharted 4, he cannot outrun himself. Naughty Dog took their most beloved character and asked the hardest question a story can ask. What does a man built for chaos do when he finally has peace? And what happens when peace is not enough? Sam Drake arrives and everything unravels. Not because of treasure, not because of danger, because of identity. The relationship between the brothers is written with a precision that most family dramas spend entire seasons trying to achieve. And the final act ends not with an explosion, but with a quiet choice. The kind of choice that defines a life. Proof that blockbuster spectacle and genuine emotional depth are not opposites.
We can just end it right here.
There's gotta be another way. I need you on this one.
Black Myth Wukong. Nobody expected this. A Chinese studio, a first major release, and somehow one of the most visually spectacular action games ever made. Based on Journey to the West, one of the most celebrated pieces of literature in Chinese history, Game Science translated that mythology into a combat experience that rivals anything From Software or Capcom has ever produced. The transformation abilities, the staff combat, the boss encounters that feel genuinely cinematic in scale. Every environment is a painting brought to life. Every fight is a spectacle, and the story is told with a depth and sincerity that the mythology deserves. Black Myth Wukong proved that world-class gaming does not belong to any single country, and the industry will never be the same after it.
When we fight, we face our enemy head-on. When we take their life, we look them in the eye with courage and respect. This is what makes us samurai.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Sucker Punch built a samurai epic that felt like it was made by people who genuinely loved everything about this world. Jin Sakai rides into battle in the name of honor, and honor nearly destroys everything he loves. The conflict at the heart of this game is timeless. Who are you when the rules you live by are the reason your people are dying? The ghost is not a power fantasy. The ghost is a wound. Every time Jin abandons the samurai code, he wins the battle and loses a piece of himself. The world of Tsushima is extraordinary. Wind guiding you through golden fields, haiku compositions at scenic viewpoints, fox dens hidden in ancient forests. This is PlayStation at its absolute best.
My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard?
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
We do not know what Mother wanted.
God of War Ragnarok. Santa Monica Studio took everything that made the 2018 game a masterpiece and made it bigger in every possible way. More realms, more mythology, more of Kratos and Atreus navigating a relationship that was never going to be simple, and Atreus stepping into his own as a character with his own agenda, his own fears, and his own destiny that does not always align with his father's. The combat is the best in the series, the set pieces are the most ambitious in PlayStation history, and the story delivers an ending so emotionally complete that it left an entire generation of players sitting in silence when the credits rolled. Ragnarok is not just a great sequel, it is one of the greatest games ever made.
Harness it. Let it serve you.
Tyr!
Are you coming with us? I wish things were different. Ellie! But they ain't.
The Last of Us Part 2. Nobody was ready for what Naughty Dog did with this game. The Last of Us Part 2 is not a comfortable experience. It's not supposed to be. It takes everything you loved about the first game and forces you to look at it from the other side. The violence that felt justified suddenly feels monstrous. The characters you trusted suddenly feel complicated in ways that make you question everything. Ellie's story is one of the most brutal, most honest, and most divisive narratives in gaming history. People argued about this game for years after it released, and that argument is the point. A story that makes you feel nothing is forgettable. A story that makes you feel everything, even when it hurts, is unforgettable. The Last of Us Part 2 is unforgettable.
I have to finish it.
There's a cost.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame.
Elden Ring. From Software does not tell you a story, they bury one. The Lands Between is a civilization in the aftermath of catastrophe. Every item description, every boss, every crumbling castle is a fragment of a history that was never meant to be reassembled, and yet players did, obsessively, collectively, over thousands of hours. George R.R. Martin built the mythology. Hidetaka Miyazaki shattered it across the world and trusted you to find the pieces. Elden Ring won Game of the Year for a reason. A world so fully realized, so deeply considered, so brutally honest about what it demands from you that finishing it feels less like completing a game and more like surviving an experience.
I command thee.
One more big score. We got enough money to leave. What do you think?
Red Dead Redemption 2. There is nothing left to say about this game that has not already been said, and yet it still needs to be here, at number 1, where it belongs. This is not just the best PS5 game on this list, it is one of the greatest achievements in the history of storytelling. Any medium, any format, any era. If you haven't played it yet, stop watching right now and go play it. Everything else can wait.
Do as you're goddamn told.
It is us or him.
That's the list. 15 perfect games that will absolutely consume your life in the best possible way. Drop in the comments which one is your all-time favorite, and if I missed a game that deserves to be here, let me know below.